I would think that you probably know that there are storms that we are on the watchful eye for. A level 5 out of 5 for storms out in West Tennessee, and that's southwestern Kentucky, the boot heel of Missouri, down in the eastern portions of Arkansas today. That's where we expect the storms to be really, really rambunctious. That does include Paris. Then just east of there, a level 4 out of 5. And here in Rutherford County, we're kind of split with that 3 out of 5 and 2 out of 5. What does all of that mean? Well, it means there's a big risk for severe weather. We get lots of severe weather in a 2 out of 5, especially damaging winds. There is a tornado threat all within that our area, and some of those could be significant. Expecting those in the areas under the 5 out of 5 risk. Winds, pretty high possibility, and even the possibility of some hail. This is, maybe 2-3 times a year we have a setup like this somewhere, and it just happens to be here in the southeastern corner of the United States. So be watchful of the weather. We've kind of been looking at some of the models and timing and things of that nature, and what to be on the lookout for here. The problem here with this system is the storms are going to kind of the front bringing the storms is going to kind of do a stall, and that's why they're looking at some really unbelievable rainfall rates in Kentucky, Union City, Tennessee, the northwestern corner of Tennessee. So it's going to kind of set up there for days. We've got a severe threat here in Middle Tennessee tonight, tomorrow, Friday, Saturday, until this comes on through Saturday evening. But in terms of timing, it's one of those yucky, hate it too, nocturnal, nighttime, overnight events. Pushing into areas like Clarksville, down toward Jackson at midnight. But this particular model run showing some storms out ahead of that down in Williamson County. And those are the one, and down in southern Middle Tennessee. Those are the ones we've got to be on the watch for. So I would say tonight, anytime after nightfall, but especially 10, 11 o'clock and through the early morning hours, is when we need to be on the lookout here. This is showing that storms may be pushing through right in the heart of Rutherford County about 7 a.m. and then storms are going to kind of just set up there. So this is definitely further south than some of the other model runs. But Middle Tennessee in the watchful eye of meteorologists all around the country. We'll keep you updated on Rutherford weather. Be sure to like, subscribe, turn on notifications. That way you will always be in the know about what's happening with our local weather. And we will, of course, keep you updated right here. Ruco Weather, Facebook, YouTube, X, Twitch. Those are the places you can see the video. Okay. We'll be on air for any watches and warnings here on WGNS and streaming at wgnsradio.com. So we've got you covered in all of that. So batten down the hatches, as they say, and we'll all get through it just okay, because for the majority of us, maybe see a limb down here or there. So don't be scared, be prepared. That's why we give you the information and keep ahead of the storm.
Good day, Rutherford County. This is Lee Colvin, financial advisor and CFP with Edward Jones. Let's get the latest business news from our financial desk.
Equity markets down in early trading today. The Trump administration's tariff announcement scheduled for after the market closes today. Technology, energy, and consumer discretionary stocks posting the largest declines. Bond yields are down as well. The Dow is up 24 points right now, 42,014. S&P up 8, 56.41. NASDAQ 22 up, 17,471. So pretty much kind of holding steady and waiting on this announcement.
From Wall Street to Church Street, that's the latest business news from the Edward Jones Financial Desk. I'm financial advisor and CFP Lee Colvin. Call 615-907-7056 or stop by our office on South Rutherford Boulevard in the Public Shopping Center.
Rutherford Issues on News Radio WGNS.
Rutherford Issues, powered by Middle Tennessee Electric. They want to remind you that if you're ready to take control of your energy usage and save money, to download the MyMTE app. Track your energy consumption, pay your bills, even report outages right from your phone. Free. That's right, free. If it's free, it's for me. Available on iOS and Android. World News Check coming up from CBS right now from WGNS. Brought to you by Adams Place.
CBS Radio News.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Steve Kathan. A federal judge has dismissed the corruption case against New York City Mayor Eric Adams, acting on a request from the Trump Justice Department. CBS's Katrina Kaufman says the judge denied prosecutors the ability to possibly jumpstart the case after the mayoral election.
The judge says that he did this for a very specific reason. He said that everything here, quote, smacks of a bargain and dismissal of the indictment in exchange for immigration policy concessions. What this judge is worried about is that he thinks the government wants to hold leverage over Eric Adams. If he dismissed the case without prejudice, that would mean that these charges could be brought again.
Later today, President Trump's expected to spell out his new round of tariffs. CBS's Kelly O'Grady.
One of the winners here, domestic manufacturers, actually visited a company in Pennsylvania that's already seeing an increase in orders. However, they warn the tariffs on aluminum and steel could hurt that growth.
Elon Musk has faced critics over his role in the Trump administration. Now there's new information on one of his companies.
Tesla sold 337,000 vehicles in the first quarter. That's down 13% from the same period last year. CEO Elon Musk has become a lightning rod, but there are other issues at work. That includes an aging lineup and a lot of new competitors.
Reporter Jeff Gilbert of affiliate WWJ Detroit. At a hearing on issues at Boeing, Texas Republican Ted Cruz turned up criticism on the U.S. Army over the helicopter collision with an American Airlines jet near D.C.
If another Black Hawk helicopter strikes another passenger jet and murders 67 people because the Army refused to change its policy of turning off ADS-B out, and rather than act proactively to protect people's lives, the Army chose to protect its bureaucratic ass, those deaths will be on the Army's hands.
Millions are bracing for possibly dangerous weather later today in the nation's midsection. CBS Philadelphia meteorologist Kate Bilo is tracking it.
Parts of Oklahoma, Kansas into Missouri. We are under active tornado watches right now. This really didn't die down overnight, and it's only going to ramp up later today. Our severe risk today, southeastern Missouri, portions of eastern Arkansas, the city of Memphis, Tennessee. That is a high risk, level 5 out of 5 for severe thunderstorms. And one of the biggest risks, tornadoes.
Hollywood mourns Val Kilmer.
Why, Johnny Ringo.
The Tombstone and Batman star died at age 65. Checking Wall Street, right now the Dow is up 61 points. This is CBS News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
So, you want to buy a house. You could go online, do your research, find the dream listing, go see it, and get catfished. Back to the drawing board. More scheduling, more viewings, more. This doesn't even look like the photos. You could finally find one that does match the photos. Then comes the offer. Stress rush? Yep, make that 3. And here's the paperwork. Yep, never-ending paperwork. It's a lot. But you don't have to do it alone. Because there's an agent who's a realtor here to guide and help protect you as you find the home that's right for you. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. Right by you.
I am Charlotte Gardner. I've lived at Adams Place for 3 years. It is the friendliest place you ever could hope to be.
Was the decision to move difficult?
No, it was just a really good change. I never, ever regretted a day of moving here.
Hi, this is Terry Deal at Adams Place. Call me for more information about Adams Place. Phone 615-904-9111.
Adams Place on Memorial across from Walmart.
Alright guys, if you're only middle-aged but wondering why it seems harder to keep up, you're not alone. It may be caused by low testosterone. Testosterone therapy, or TRT, can help you get back to your best. But not just any TRT, not those websites offering only basic treatments. You have to see the provider specialist at Low T Center. They offer advanced personalized treatments with over a decade of experience. At Low T Center, you'll start with a simple test and get your results in about 25 minutes. Go to lowtcenter.com to book your appointment online. lowtcenter.com. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
This is a paid legal ad.
Hi, this is John Day of the Law Offices of John Day. For more than 30 years, my team and I have worked hard to help injured people throughout Middle Tennessee. Over that time, we've helped thousands of people get the legal help they need when they've needed it the most. And if we're not able to help or aren't the right lawyer for you, we'll do the best to point you in the right direction. If you've been injured, call the Law Offices of John Day for a free consultation. And remember, there's no fee unless we win your case.
I'm Dalton Barrett with News Radio WGNS, and here are some of the top stories affecting Rutherford County on your Rutherford Roundup for Wednesday, April the 2nd, 2025. A newly passed ordinance in Lebanon now limits when fireworks can be sold and set off, prompting concern from local vendors and residents. Fireworks will only be allowed between July 1st and July 5th, with all New Year's Eve sales eliminated. Philip Moorhead was driven by concerns over how fireworks affect pets and veterans suffering from PTSD. Jeffrey Walpole, a third-generation fireworks vendor, says the ordinance will significantly reduce business during the winter season, as residents will now need to travel to cities like Nashville for displays. Walpole and others plan to address the Lebanon City Council in hopes of adjusting the new policy, which for now will be enforced with warnings. Meanwhile, in Murfreesboro, a local student is earning national recognition for her academic excellence and medical aspirations. Cadence Loki, a freshman at Riverdale High School, has been selected as a delegate to the Congress of Future Medical Leaders, set for June of 2025 in Massachusetts. Her nomination, signed by Nobel laureate Dr. Mario Capecchi, acknowledges her achievements and leadership potential. Loki will join other top students to hear from medical pioneers and receive mentorship from leading professionals. As she represents Murfreesboro and Rutherford County, a GoFundMe has been launched to help her cover expenses, underscoring the community's role in nurturing future leaders in medicine. A serious accident on Tuesday afternoon in Rutherford County shut down both directions of the John Bragg Highway near Cripple Creek. Around 2:45 p.m., a vehicle struck a pedestrian near the intersection with Coleman Road, prompting an emergency response. A Starflight helicopter from Ascension St. Thomas landed in the highway median to transport the injured individual. The Tennessee Highway Patrol is leading the investigation, while Rutherford County Sheriff's deputies work to redirect traffic and manage the resulting congestion. Motorists are advised to remain cautious as the area remains under close observation, and authorities work to determine the cause of the incident. Just under an hour later, Murfreesboro authorities responded to a separate emergency, a robbery at gunpoint at the Dollar General on Halls Hill Pike around 3:30 p.m. Witnesses reported the suspect fleeing towards the Grove Apartments in Murfreesboro, and Murfreesboro police, supported by K-9 teams from both the MPD and Middle Tennessee State University, launched a full-scale search of the area. The suspect is described as wearing all-black clothing, including a hoodie, gloves, and sunglasses with reddish hair and a beard. Residents of Murfreesboro and surrounding neighborhoods are urged to stay alert and report any information to MPD at 615-893-1311. The investigation remains ongoing as police continue efforts to secure the area and ensure community safety. Gas prices across Tennessee continue their seasonal climb, with the state average for regular unleaded now at $2.80 per gallon, just a penny higher than last month, but still 34 cents lower than this time last year, according to AAA. Here in Rutherford County, drivers are seeing an average of $2.78 per gallon, placing local prices comfortably in the middle of the pack. Nearby, Bedford County is slightly more budget-friendly at $2.73 per gallon, while Cannon County drivers are paying a steeper $2.92. For those in Brentwood and Franklin, it's a premium $3.15 per gallon, because what's luxury without a little pain at the pump? Diesel drivers are paying an average of $3.37 per gallon, gallon in Tennessee, a drop from last month's $3.45, and far below the record of $5.64 seen in June of 2022. Just south of Rutherford County, Bedford County authorities are navigating a more serious matter. The Tennessee Bureau of Investigation is examining an officer-involved shooting that unfolded Monday evening along State Road 64 in Shelbyville. Deputies responded to a 911 call about a suicidal man making threats. When they located the man, he reportedly yelled at deputies, displayed a knife, and then revealed what appeared to be a handgun. Deputies opened fire, striking the man, who was later airlifted to a Nashville hospital in stable condition. As the TBI continues its independent investigation, the Bedford County Sheriff's Office is withholding the identities of the involved deputies. The District Attorney General will ultimately determine whether the use of force was justified. As Rutherford County prepares for a multi-day stretch of potential severe weather, local officials are urging residents to stay weather aware through the weekend. Meteorologist Justin Bailey and Rutherford Weather's Brian Barrett noted on Tuesday that all severe weather ingredients, wind, hail, and even isolated tornadoes are on the table beginning Wednesday. While Rutherford County currently sits on the fringe of the most severe zones, pop-up storms could still develop into strong systems, especially if they form ahead of the primary line. The forecast remains uncertain due to shifting fronts and previous storm activity, but local meteorologists warn that any cells that do develop could bring damaging weather. The most significant threats in Middle Tennessee are expected northwest of the county towards Clarksville and Hopkinsville, with forecasts mentioning generational flooding in areas like western Kentucky and northern West Tennessee. Locally, the threat lingers early into Sunday. In Smyrna, a major development promises to strengthen the public health and justice infrastructure. The Rutherford County Commission has approved the construction of a $15 million regional forensic center set for completion by early 2027. Located near Weekly Lane on 1st Street, the facility will provide critical autopsy and death investigation services. County Mayor Joe Carr emphasized how necessary it is given Rutherford County's growing demand, while Sheriff Mike Fitzhugh highlighted the impact that it'll have on speeding up investigations. Officials say that the center will not only serve local law enforcement and families, but also act as a training hub for future forensic and medical professionals. That's all for now. For updates on these, as well as many more local news stories, be sure to check out our website, wgnsradio.com, or follow us on social media at News Radio, WGNS on Facebook and X. I'm Dalton Barrett with News Radio WGNS, and I'll talk to you later.
I'm Betsy Maples with Maples Realty and Auction. Are you looking for the perfect blend of city conveniences and country charm? The Maples has it all and features homes from 5 quality local builders and has amenities including a pool, tennis and pickleball courts, basketball, and soccer areas. Schedule a tour with Maples Realty and Auction today. Call us at 615-896-4740 or visit the Maples of Murfreesboro.com.
Maples Realty and Auction.
Ascension St. Thomas Heart is the leader in Middle Tennessee for heart care, providing the most advanced options, including heart surgery and transplants. Our nationally recognized cardiac team cares for more adult hearts than anyone in the state, from AFib to heart failure, using minimally invasive options when possible to help shorten recovery, making Ascension St. Thomas Heart your first choice for routine heart care and cardiac emergencies. Schedule a heart screening or find a cardiologist at ascension.org/St. Thomas Heart.
SRM Concrete. With every new day, every sunrise, we build structures that stand the test of time. And upon their foundations are our homes, where we work, where our kids go to school. And with that comes tremendous pride. We don't just make concrete, we build relationships, trust, confidence. We're SRM Concrete. Build with us.
Huh, that's a $10 bill.
Finding a $10 bill on the couch is a win.
And another one. And another one. And another
Finding
one.
100 $10 bills? Now that's a multiplier win.
Honey, this couch is like an ATM. Go check the one in the bonus room.
Multiply your win again and again with a Multiplier Instant Games. Play today to multiply your win 10, 20, 50, 100, or even 200 times for the chance at a $1 million top prize. The Tennessee Lottery. Game-changing fun. Please play responsibly.
Access Tennessee News, I'm Will Nunley. A Tennessee business and civic icon has passed away. Jim Ayers, founder and CEO of First Bank, passed away yesterday according to his foundation. In addition to an astonishing business career that saw his banking empire grow to nearly $13 billion in assets, including branches of his bank across the region, Ayers is known to many as a genuine philanthropist. Ayers has roots in rural Tennessee and through his foundation provided scholarships to more than 20,000 students that otherwise may not have had access to grants for college. The Ayers Foundation is active today in nearly 33 rural Tennessee counties, helping students secure college and secondary opportunities. Funeral arrangements for Mr. Ayers have not been announced. We don't have toll roads in Tennessee. That's the message TDOT is reminding Tennesseans following an onslaught of scam text messages about unpaid tolls. TDOT says the messages are being sent nationwide, including to many here in Tennessee. Officials say the Department of Transportation will not be billing anyone for use of Tennessee roads.
In today's changing world, you need a financial planner that you're comfortable with. Rely on the bonds that you've built with trusted friends at Old National Bank on Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard here in the borough. And if you just moved here, visit us and enjoy warm, homemade cookies.
Honey, the cookies are ready.
Like Grandma used to make. Old National Bank. We're better together.
2230 Dr. MLK Jr. Boulevard. Old National Bank, member FDIC.
Emergency managers in West and Middle Tennessee preparing for another round of severe weather that could bring conditions even stronger than what we experienced Sunday night to parts of the state. TEMA, the state's emergency management agency, urges you to be familiar with the location of storm shelters in your community, as warnings are likely with this storm system, forecasters say. The National Weather Service in Memphis says timing for the storms to impact West Tennessee begins about 4 p.m. today and extends through 2 a.m. Will Nunley, Access Tennessee News.
The Murfreesboro Fire Rescue Department is going door to door asking for your help in the 2025 special census. The only information they will ask for is your street address, the number of residents living at that address, and their first and last names. That's it, and it only takes a couple of minutes to complete. Information gathered for the special census provides funds to improve our public safety division, and that benefits the entire community. You can also fill out the special census online at murfreesborocensus.com.
Rutherford Issues with Brian Barrett on FM 101.9 and AM 1450 Murfreesboro, FM 100.5 Smyrna. Listen and watch at wgnsradio.com.
Rutherford Issues, powered by Middle Tennessee Electric. Don't forget about MTE's 24th annual Earth Day celebration. It's a Rutherford County tradition. Saturday, April 26th, 10 a.m. until 2 on the Murfreesboro Square. MTE will provide free hot dogs and popcorn. That's great. Plus, the electric griddle food truck serving up those free gourmet grilled cheese. Yeah, free fun for the whole family. April 26th on the Square, 10 to 2. More information at rcearthday.com. Joining me in studio today from the Better Business Bureau is James Price. And did you blow away out there coming in?
Well, we're going to get some more rain today, I think.
Very windy. I was just looking in the live shot. The trees were blowing around.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how are things going with you?
Oh, busy. We're just trying to keep people out of trouble and keep people from getting scammed. And, our topic today basically is one that if you haven't heard it so far, you're living under a rock.
Yeah. Well, we just heard it on the Access Tennessee newscast with Will Nunley about these scammers impersonating toll roads. And the TDOT came out with some information and shared it through the media about this yesterday, saying we don't have toll roads here.
Right.
So,
and I've gotten 2 text messages this week to my phone.
Wow.
Have you had any?
Oh, I've had. I can't tell you the number, and it's been several weeks that I've been getting them.
Yeah. So, one of the things that people need to realize is that if they keep sending them, it's working for the scammer.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Why else send them if they'll go on to something else?
Right. We're not getting any more money out of this. Let's do something else. So apparently, we really need to make sure everybody realizes that this is a scam.
Well, I guess there's the occasional person who maybe has taken a beach trip. And if you go to Florida, sometimes you get on some of those side roads, there may be a toll or something like that. Mm-hmm. So I guess they're banking on, and for those people who live where there are tolls, they're probably banking on, these are the people maybe we can trick into giving us their information.
Right. I mean, the first one I ever got, I had gotten after we had gone to Florida.
Oh, yeah.
And I went, we paid all the tolls that we needed to pay.
Yeah.
Well, why are we getting this, you know? And sure enough, it was, I mean, I guess the perfect storm, you know, they happened to send it just as we happened to go to Florida.
Wow.
So, but I mean, if you've ever been on a trip, you're probably familiar with toll roads, and you know you can pay the fee at the booth. You can do them online. You can get the little things that scan as you go through. What's it, SunPass? They have down there.
Yeah.
And you know you might have an account. But these fraudsters, they're just really impersonating all these collection services. And they're trying to trick people into paying these fines and saying that you have outstanding tolls and that kind of stuff. They're saying now that they may even be using AI to convince people that there's fake websites, personalized messages that come up, including maybe some of your personal information. But they say it's important to note that the state's Department of Transportation will never provide or ask personal information by email or text. And you know how this scam works is you're going to receive a text message that appears to be from a state tollway collection service like Illinois, Florida, there's Georgia on here, North Carolina. I think you said there was one up in the Northeast earlier.
Maybe so. I'm familiar with the SunPass down in Florida myself.
Massachusetts, the text messages say you owe a toll fee of, I mean, they'll go in cheap, like $11.69 or $12, and if you don't pay it, there's going to be a fine that goes with it. They're saying here other variations are in Massachusetts for $6.99, and so some of the rates are really low. And so what happens is people go, well, I'm just going to let this go because it's like $3. But what you're not taking account of is you're fixing to give them all your credit card information, all that personal information, where they can take even more money from you.
Yeah, as soon as they have that, it's not going to be $3.99.
No, they're going to go to town. Oh, we forgot this. You owe another $50, another $100 for a fine, and they'll just keep taking it as long as they can.
Or it could even be one of those things where there's not even a follow-up conversation. They just drain your bank account.
Right. And you know, they say, you know, and we've talked about this before, is you pay a lot of those by credit card so that you can challenge them. I was hit earlier this year by, I don't know, someplace out of London that charged my card. I have no idea where they might have gotten my card from. So obviously I had to go to the bank, get a new card, which is a pain.
It is. And then everything that you have coming out, all your bills that pay from that, you've got to change it, and you forget about one almost all the time.
Right. It's like, I can't believe I have to do this. You almost don't even want to change your credit card number because you're thinking of all the things you have to do.
Yeah.
But if you don't change it, you know, they're going to keep billing you. So it's like, I got to do this, you know?
And that's why, I know you've talked about this several times, but that's why it's generally better to do those things with a credit card so you can see your statement and it's not money directly out of your bank like a debit card.
Right. And it should be careful. I mean, when you click on those links, they may ask you for things like your personal information, like your social security number. They may ask you for any kind of private information that you have in addition to your bank card. And so that's just more information they can use to scam you. Scam Tracker, BBB Scam Tracker. You can go to bbb.org and scroll on the bottom. You can see Scam Tracker. They've received over 800 reports of text messages that appear to be from toll collection services. Out of these reports, Florida Turnpike SunPass is the most one spoofed.
Oh, okay.
Which is where I got my first one.
Yeah, I guess more people maybe travel there for vacation from other places that may not have tolls. So,
well, you got to remember that Orlando is the #1 tourist attraction in the U.S.
Sure.
And so the scammers are just kind of betting that more people have been there. Of course, #2 is the Smokies. So, I mean, you may start getting them from the Smoky Mountains, especially here in Tennessee, because they figure a lot of people in Tennessee here probably go to the Smoky Mountains.
Right.
So, hey, let's just act like there's a toll, and there's no toll between here and there.
There is no toll in Tennessee.
So one customer recently shared receiving this message: NC Quick Pass reminder, you have an outstanding toll. Your toll account balance is outstanding. If you fail to pay by March 15th, 2025, you will be penalized and subject to legal action. Now, payment, going to give you a website to go to. Please reply yes, and then exit the SMS and open it again and activate the link and copy the link to your... They want you to do all these different things in here. Please settle your toll immediately after reading this message to avoid penalties for delaying the payment. Thank you for your cooperation. I mean, there's a whole lot in that just one paragraph that they're saying right here that is like, this is not legit.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. But people fall for it.
And there's a slight grammatical error that's there. I'm sure since it's in quotes, it was left that same way because there's no space between two of the words.
Right. So somebody in Washington reported that I just received a text telling me that I had a toll bridge fee past due, and I did not pay it, and they would contact the DMV. What does the DMV have to do anything with the tolls anyway? So this is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
And they're going to turn me in. They're going to turn you into who? You know, you got to think about some things that they're saying here. And then the person goes on to say, I've never even crossed a toll bridge in Washington, or neither has any of my vehicles. And they're saying here another one in Massachusetts. I received a text from Easy Drive, Massachusetts Alert, and gives us this number with the message, your vehicle has an unpaid toll bill. Please avoid excessive late fees on your bill. Please settle it promptly. Thank you for your cooperation. And it just kind of goes on. It gives you the website to go to and tells you to exit this SMS again. And the bottom line here is, you know, it's not legit.
Yeah.
So, and there's various other different examples that we give here in Scam Tracker. You know, how to avoid these scams: verify your outstanding toll balances with a legitimate agency. Instead of clicking on the text message, go to the web and go to like SunPass if you actually have an account there. If you have an account there.
Yeah.
If you don't have an account there, there's how are they even going to find you?
Exactly.
Another one is just to verify, call the toll services customer service line. So maybe you don't have an account, but they did take a picture of your license plate going through the toll. And so maybe it's legit, but I mean, were you there in the first place along the way? Know the warning signs of a fake text. You know, as you pointed out earlier, you know, several things to look at is like, you know, grammatical errors and that kind of thing. Don't click on links or download files that are unexpectedly texted to you. It may be hard to identify a link if it's sent in a text message, if it's safe. Scammers can disguise a URL to be legitimate when it isn't. Don't give out your personal information. Block the number and delete the message. And if you receive a text message impersonating a toll road collection service, report it. File a report with BBB Scam Tracker. BBB will share that information with the authorities to make sure that, you know, we're reporting these as see fit, you know, and just watch out for these across the board. The bottom line here is these scammers are out there everywhere. I mean, just this past week, my parents live in Louisiana, and these people came to the door and saying that they want to change the internet that they're on, and they had IDs from this company, you know, and it says, hey, you know, this is who I work for. And so they talked him into, and my parents are in their 90s, so they're talking about how we can switch you. And as soon as they had them convinced, well, they called in their supervisor, like, okay, well, they're bringing in the big gun, you know. And they convinced them to give them their social security number, their date of birth, their credit card number. And I'm just kind of going, oh my God. And so what you got to remember is these scammers, what they'll do is they'll target older people because they'll get them confused, and, you know, you should be switching to this other service because it's so much cheaper and that kind of stuff. And so I mean, I just beg people, don't fall for this kind of stuff. It's you know, and like I've said before, the best thing to tell somebody that comes to your door, going to door to door, maybe the best thing to say is get off my porch.
Yeah. I had that similar thing and happen to me. It was someone who was saying, well, if you have this internet service, I can give you this internet service and it's going to be much better. And we've signed up a lot of people in your community and whatnot. And I said, well, I have a contact with your company. So I think I'll ask them about it and see. Well, only I can give you those rates. And I said, well, if only you can do it, then I guess I just won't do it.
FM, what's that, FOMO?
Yeah.
If you're missing out,
Yeah.
I guess I'll miss out. You know, the bottom line is don't let people convince you that you're going to actually miss out on some kind of a deal, because they're going to give it to you regardless if they really want your business.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff really isn't time bound, So, watch out for that. We say go to bbb.org, and if you're looking for a service, I had somebody call me this past week, and they said I've been talking to this person who wants to build a house for me, and I don't find their information on BBB. And I said, well, I can't validate if their licensing and everything is correct, because once they're on BBB and they're accredited, we checked those licenses. I said, so you have to go do some more research. I can't tell you anything more about them than that. And so that's why, it doesn't matter what you're going out there to purchase or services you're going to get. It doesn't hurt to go to bbb.org, type in what you're looking for, and see if the business is accredited. And if they are accredited, are there issues? Are there complaints out there? Some businesses that are accredited, they get complaints, but they solve them. And that'll kind of tell you up front, some people misunderstand what some services do, but these people are professionals at what they do. I've said before that, I can put a roof on my house. It'll take me 30 days, and at the end, it'll probably leak,
That's exactly
Why
right.
hire a roofer to put a roof on my house,
An accredited roofer.
Right. So, just really quick, Big Blue Bash is coming up for BBB coming up next month. We're going to recognize our Students of Integrity winners, our Torch Award, and our Spark Award winners. If you're interested, you can reach out to me at jprice@gobbb.org to either attend the event or sponsor the event as a business.
Awesome. Perfect. James Price joining us today from the Better Business Bureau.
The Murfreesboro Fire Rescue Department is going door to door asking for your help in the 2025 special census. The only information they will ask for is your street address, the number of residents living at that address, and their first and last names. That's it, and it only takes a couple of minutes to complete. Information gathered for the special census provides funds to improve our public safety division, and that benefits the entire community. You can also fill out the special census online at